Hey, welcome back to Empowering DIY. If y'all are new to this channel, I do a lot of home projects, CNC router, a little bit of boat stuff, car stuff, whatever we can get our hands on. But for the last roughly 15 years, I've been doing HVAC work, and I've got out of it. I don't do it anymore like I used to, but that's good for you. The reason it's good is because as an end user now, I can share products that I feel like would work for a DIYer. So a lot of this I'm going to show you. Yes, you may still need a HVAC professional to come out to help you, and please, a lot of this stuff is dangerous and it can hurt you, but if you know what is going on and you're informed of what is being used, you feel like you're not getting ripped off as much. So I'm hoping to be here as, again, an end user and just kind of let you know what we have available. All right, and getting into today's sponsor, new Calgon. They have decided to take a risk, I guess, and sponsor Empowering DIY. And again, because I say we're an end user, they want to they feel like I can display what they have for, again, a homeowner and stuff. So what they do is New Calgon markets and distributes a complete line of specialty chemical products for the HVAC aftermarket. These include coil cleaners, leak sealants, air purifiers, and refrigerant oils, as well as products for water treatment, ice machine maintenance, and other specialty applications. These products are marketed to air conditioning, heating, refrigeration, and plumbing wholesalers, as well as food service, restaurant suppliers, and OEMs. Okay, so yes, they market most of their stuff to commercial applications. Can you as an end user get it? Absolutely. Look it up on Amazon. You can find them all over the place. Most of their stuff is marketed, what I've noticed, under New Bright, and they sell, like I said, a lot of coil cleaners and stuff like that. New Calgon was so nice to send me a package, and I'm gonna go through it real quick. They sent me a bunch of different products to try and to review and show y'all a little bit of what they have. This isn't near everything, but this is some stuff to start with. If any of you have any mini split systems at home, this is a clean guard. If you look real close, it's a curtain you can hang over your mini split system, and it goes down into a bucket. And as you're cleaning the coal and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about water getting all over your wall. So it's really neat. They have a gallo gun. This is to clean out your drain line. I know every homeowner has ever dealt with this. You know you've had a stopped up drain line, and a $75 service call, if not, some areas is more, $150 maybe, but a lot of times it can be prevented just by keeping your drain line clean. And this is one way to unstop it and clean it out, and you can get the CO2 cartridges to go with it. Now this is more for the HVAC professionals who do this for a living. An end user, I would assume, wouldn't be using this unless they know what they're doing, but they offer this RX11 flush. Now what this is say you change your outdoor condenser unit and your indoor coil, but like my house here, the coil is, or the line set goes up through the bottom of the floor, up through the walls and into the attic, and basically impossible to change the line set unless you wanted an ugly line set going up through your wall. If you change that unit, you're not changing that line set. This is what I've used multiple times. It cleans out the line set and any imperfection in the line set. But say this unit right here, God forbid, but say that unit right there, the compressor fails and the refrigerant's contaminated. Well, the unit doesn't have to be replaced, but the system's contaminated. So again, you take this stuff and you would clean it out. So if you know, say you have a compressor failure and you have someone come into your house to do to change it out, and I would at least ask, say, hey, have you flushed my system, and what are you flushing it with? So again, if you have an HVAC technician come out and they're changing out a compressor, ask them if they flushed it. If not, this stuff's 40 or 50 bucks. It seems a little high, but it's one step to take to make sure that you're going to get a quality a quality job done. So if they don't use a flush, ask them to use a flush. If they give you a hard time for it, you might want to look into a different HVAC technician. Another thing they offer is this clean air. I don't know anything about this yet, so I'll do another video on this. We'll try it out. It says it takes out odors, and so if you have like a musty area or anything like that, but I'll do some research on this and we'll look into this. This seems like it's gonna be pretty neat. So for some of you that have really old air conditioners, or even, you know, one that's almost end of life, that you're trying to get some by and you have a leak in it, this isn't my answer for everything. This doesn't fix the world. You can't, if you have a leak in your HVAC system, you need to try to have it fixed. If the HVAC technician doesn't even try to look for it, again, find another HVAC technician. You need to try to find your leak. But if your coil, your indoor AC coil or your outdoor coil is leaking and it's just impossible to fix, or you don't have the money to fix it, or it's just not time to replace it yet and you need to get it by, this stuff is miracle workers, okay? But this stuff stops leaks that are pretty decent size. It's not going to stop a leak that's huge, but if you have a really small pinhole leak that you can't find, this will stop that leak. And then this stuff also puts in a UV dye that you can you know, look for the leak as well. But again, this is more for the HVAC professionals. And the other thing you need to look out for is some HVAC systems will void the warranty if you use any type of UV dye. Now, I'm not saying it will for sure, but again, this is more for an older system that's out of warranty, and you might be having to replace it in the next 6 months to a year. This might get you by, so it's worth a try at that time. I have used it on plenty of systems, and I have had a couple units go a few more years without any problems. So again, this might help a lot. Something else that's new that I've never tried before, and I'm kind of interested in trying it out. This is called Quick Seal Repair Patch, and basically it's made to patch, like say you got a crack in your drain pan or something like that. It's kind of hard to get to or hard to replace or whatever. This might work and getting you some time. So we'll do another video on how this stuff works. What we're going to do a video on today is we're going to service my HVAC system outside. So they sent me this Clean Connect coil cleaner sprayer. What is really neat is it comes with you buy the little bottles like this, and they're not gallon size, but this one bottle is equal to a gallon. It's really concentrated, it's really strong, and this auto mixes it to the water, so you don't have to worry about how much you're using. So with that, let's get into this. I got a little kid running around back there. All right, so with that, let's get into cleaning this coil. All right, so we're back at my air conditioner after talking about all that product. Hope I didn't bore you too much, but let's get into it. The biggest reason why you want to keep your air conditioner clean is because well, there's a few big reasons. One, energy efficiency. A clean air conditioner is going to work way better than your dirty air conditioner. Two, if you have dirty coils outside, if you look inside there, this is a microfin coil. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad, but if the coils get too dirty, your head pressure starts rising on your refrigerant level, that you have a less chance of a good heat transfer, and it just makes your compressor work harder. I'm gonna take the cover off, I'm gonna take the electrical cover off, and we're gonna throw my amp clamp on there, and we're gonna check the amp readings on the compressor. Now this unit is pretty clean, it's not like filthy dirty, so it's not going to be a huge difference, so I'm hoping we can catch it. Now if you have a really dirty air conditioner, I guarantee you when you clean it, you'll get a quieter, more efficient running air conditioner. So this is just a tip on make sure you get your unit clean. Try to keep dirt away from it. We got mulch and a bunch of fallen leaves right now. That doesn't help, but we got mulch around our air conditioner, and we have trees, but as you know, we keep our bushes cut away from it. You want really good airflow around it. Okay, so give me just a second. We're gonna get this thing tore apart and I'll show you some readings real quick. All right guys, so we got the cover off. This is what I call the electrical cover. Under here you got your capacitor, your contactor, your defrost board, and that's it. This one's pretty simple. It's really not a crazy high efficient unit or anything, so pretty simple system. But what I want to show you is this is well before I cleaned it. Now I've had this house a little over a year now. I haven't cleaned it yet, and I don't know if it was cleaned before I had it. I know it's relatively new, but it doesn't matter. They still get dirty, and it's time for a service. So what I want to show you is right now it's running 10.39 amps. Okay, so that's how many amps that compressor is pulling right now at this moment. There. Yeah, that was way off. This fan's only pulling 0.6 amps, so it's not even pulling 1 amp, which is good. That means it's, you know, it's running really good and efficient. But the compressor's pulling 10 amps, and my pressures, my suction side 132, high side's 324 with a subcooling of 2 degrees. Now this is a expansion valve system, so I have an expansion valve up in the air handler, and it's about 88 degrees right now, and so it's probably about 120, 122 in the attic, so that's going to throw off the subcooling a little bit. But so what we're going to do now is we're going to get this thing torn apart. And I'll show you how to properly clean it, and then we'll come back and after we get it running and stabilized again, we'll check our subcooling and our amp draw again and see how much of a difference it makes. So just give me a few minutes and we'll get this thing taken apart. I'll be back. All right guys, so I got the top pulled off, I got one side panel off, and that's about all we need. What you do is you clean it all from the inside. I really didn't have to pull this panel off, but I wanted to just to kind of show you what it looks like, and I'll go ahead and rinse it out real good inside here. But if you can look, get over here, if you look, it's got cobwebs in it, and it's, believe it or not, it's pretty dirty. So what we'll do is I got my attachment hooked up right now, and I don't have the soap on there, and I'm gonna give this a good rinse down. Now if you do this at home by yourself, you need to make sure you have the power off, pull the disconnect or whatever, and even though the power's off, you don't need to be over here with a hose rinsing this junk off. Okay, make sure you do not get water in there. Like you can fry your defrost board and stuff, so like I said, just make sure you don't have any power on over there, and we'll go ahead and rinse it off real good. Now this gun come with a little attachment here, and it makes this fan spray, and kind of increases the velocity of the water, so it kind of helps you rinse it out a little bit better. Now right here, since I have this panel open, that's why I'm rinsing it out from here. But the rest of the coal, you'll be able to get inside, and that's why this hose helps, because you can get inside and reach down from the top and get all the way down to the bottom. Now what I want to do, I want to get this coal as wet as possible, rinse it down real good all the way around, and so when you get your cleaner in there, it has something to attach to when it's cleaning the coal. Not supposed to spray the camera. No, 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 no. Alright, so now that we got it pretty good and wet, I'm going to take this attachment off, change my attachment to the one I forgot. Now if you look inside here, can you see inside there? Okay, if you look inside there, there's a screen. Now you don't want to take that screen out. That screen, it helps the soap like atomized as it comes out of the gun, and it gets a good spread and a good coverage of the soap all over the coil. So make sure you don't cut that screen out of there. I don't know why you would, but make sure you wear gloves. Any type of this cleaner stuff can really mess with your skin. So I always kept a box of these gloves in my toolbox when I did the heating and air all the time. But if this is a DIY project, keep these at your house. Any type of cleaner, really, it's best to wear gloves, but especially this coil cleaner stuff, it can really hurt you. So make sure you put some gloves on. Alright, so when you go to spray the coal off with this gun, you got to pull this lever over to the soap. Right there, you just pull it over and then pull the trigger. I don't know if it's from my Navy days working on F-18s or what, but I always like to go from bottom to top. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when you go from bottom to top, you get a really good coverage of soap, and it has something to hold on to as it builds up. So I always work my way up instead of down. So I just get in the very bottom, wait until the soap starts running. Now you don't need to sit there and hold it on there. When you see the soap starts coming through, keep going. Alright, so if you come around here, there's a really good view of it. I got the whole thing liberally soaked in the soap, but if you look carefully, it's all bubbly around it, and it actually starts pushing the dirt out of the coal, and that's what you want. So you'll let it sit here for a couple minutes, and it'll sit there and absorb the dirt off of the coal, and that's what the soap is really doing, is just picking that dirt up and sticking to it. And then when you rinse it out, it pushes that dirt out with the soap. So you need to give it time to kind of interact with that dirt and pull it off the coal. And I'm not saying 15-20 minutes, I'm talking about like a minute or two. You let it sit, and usually by the time I start from one side of the coal, I do the right side, then the left side, and I'll reach around so I don't get all the soap all over me. I reach around and do this final side right here. By the time I'm done with this side, I'm usually ready to start rinsing off on the other side. Start rinsing it off real good, work your way to both sides just like you did the soap, rinse this side off, and you're good to go. It's nice and clean. So that being said, we'll start rinsing it off. Oh, and if you look, this one coil only used about a half of this. So I used to use a good half a gallon of the other cleaner, and this is about a half of that. And if this is about equivalent to the same as a regular cleaner. So this bottle's really nice for you HVAC guys that do this every day. These smaller bottles would be really nice carrying around instead of all those. I used to carry a big 5-gallon jug around, and having a few of these would be really nice. All right, now we're ready to rinse. And this is spring loaded, so you don't have to worry about switching back and forth. Once you let go of the soap thing, you're getting water again. If you look, might be hard to tell on that camera, but that soap is brown. That's pulling all that dirt out. Now, like I said, this is a pretty clean coal, but could you imagine a really dirty coal that hasn't been serviced in a couple of years? It's probably, I've seen some that look dirt brown, literally, when you're pulling that soap out. come around your side. I don't know what you. See the brown coming out on that side?
Yeah.
Pretty dirty. The other reason you want to rinse it out from the inside is the fan on top is actually pulling air through the side of this coil and out the top. So all the dirt is getting trapped on the outside of these coils. Well, if you rinse it off from the inside out, it pushes all the dirt back out with that soap. Sometimes hosing it off is the worst part. You gotta be patient because that soap gets inside there and it takes a while to get it all out. I just keep rinsing until it runs clear. Now, new Calgon does sell a attachment for this. It's a longer gun. It's a long reach arm, so you don't have to. It's about 4 foot long, and it's got a 90 on it, I believe, and it reaches down in there. I had one when I worked at one of my last jobs. It was really nice. So if you do this every day and you get to where you want to clean coils like this every day and tired of reaching over the coil, look into that attachment for this thing. It's really nice. I've seen coils so dirty, you run a hose on it and the water doesn't even come through the outside of it. Awful. And if you do this once a year, even if you're a DIYer, if you do this at home once a year, I promise you, the difference between a really super clogged up, can't breathe air conditioner and a clean air conditioner has got to be at least $100 a year in energy. So think about that. Over 10 years time and you never clean your air conditioner, it's $1,000. So even if you're a homeowner and you feel like you don't want to pay a technician, which you should, but if you don't want to pay a technician to come out to your house, at least clean your coil once a year. All right, so I got it pretty clean. It's not perfect, but I don't want to sit here and bore y'all with me sitting there nitpicking it for an hour and a half. So what I'm gonna do is throw this thing back together, put the fan back on top, and get it running again, and we'll look at the difference. I'm not expecting a huge change in pressures and amp draw because it was already pretty clean, but we might see a little bit. But as you can see, the coil's shiny already. It wasn't even that shiny when we started, and the cleaner got in there really good and cleaned it out. So let me get it put back together and I'll be right back. All right guys, we're back. I got the air conditioner back together, got my gauges back on there. I'm actually really impressed with the change. It was over 10 amps. Now we're running at 9.3 amps, and we're running at 143 suction side and 292. Now it's still settling out a little bit. We don't have the suction line's not really cold yet, but I have my clamp here and it's on, and I have my clamp here, and this is what helps me measure my subcooling and superheat. And I could have cleaned this off, right? But I didn't. I'll clean it up after I'm done here. Again, I'm really impressed with how much difference it made on even this cleaner air conditioner. It dropped it down a whole amp, and the pressure, the suction side's better, and the liquid, the head pressure is better. Now again, like I said, it's settling out a little bit, but wow, what a difference. So again, this goes to prove that even on your new air conditioner, you need to service your air conditioner every year. Now, I used to have people ask me all the time, you know, they had HVAC people tell them, oh, you got to service it twice a year. You have to service it twice a year for $300-400 a year. Okay, personal preference. If you feel better servicing it twice a year, that's okay. If your air conditioner is surrounded by dirt and every time it rains, water comes off your roof and hits the dirt and it splashes up in your air conditioner, 2 times a year might be okay. This house, we got mulch around it. We got a gutter above, so it doesn't get really dirty. I'm okay with once a year. So I'm gonna quit blabbing. You've seen it. This is how we service a good air conditioner. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or email. A huge shout out to New Calgon for taking a chance and letting me try out their products. I think it's great for them to look out for us little guys. So I'm asking you to look out for New Calgon. Look up their cleaning products, any of the stuff that they have. You can buy it almost anywhere. If you're having a hard time finding it, you know, hit me up again on the comments or email and I'll be glad to answer. And their website will be in the link below. They have really good stuff, and they also are one of the only companies that I know of that are offering technology to kill the coronavirus. So again, look into them, and I'm saying thank you again to them, so thank y'all. But make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to do a lot more videos. I have some more products from theirs that we're going to review, and I hope y'all enjoy it and follow along and learn with us. So y'all have a good day, and I'm going to go cool off. Thank y'all.